everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Muriel. This is As Told by Muriel, and on this channel, I primarily talk about nursing. I keep saying and promising I'm going to get into other subjects, but I figured, I can't even give you the nursing consistently, so why jump into other things? So today is going to be another nursing video. This one is going to be for the prospective nursing student, that student who has thought about it and decided they wanted to embark on their nursing journey. They may have already been through a semester, or they may be considering what schools to go to. So I am on this video, I'm going to give you some tips so that you don't make the mistakes I made when I started my nursing journey, and also some mistakes I made when I was well into my nursing journey when I went back for my ADN. So yeah, guys, like I said, I'm Muriel. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I normally don't tell people that because I figure if you like the information, you will subscribe. It's that I have to say that in the beginning of the videos now. Trust me, this will be some important information. Tip number one, for those of you who are considering going to a university for your nursing journey, say you're planning to become straight off the bat, you're going to be a BSN RN. Or ADN RN, but you're going to one of these schools, you decide to do like a Fortis or Chamberlain, these colleges that are very expensive. I was just told the other day that Fortis now has an RN BSN degree program, and we all know these schools are expensive. I don't know if I can say that, but it is, I guess it's relative to what you consider expensive. Expensive to me is like 50,000-60,000 for a degree, for ADN RN or BSN degree. That's expensive to me. I would even say 40,000 is expensive in my eyes. That's expensive. Find out what prereqs are required at those schools and take them at a community college. Trust me, it's much more affordable. You will, even if you're receiving financial aid, you will save some of your financial aid dollars. If you're receiving student loans to get through, you will save some of your student loan dollars. That money adds up quick. There are people who have exhausted all of their federal grant money that they can receive from going consistently to these expensive schools, so that you don't get caught and end up being one of those. Like, I know there are students now who are returning to school for their as nursing as a second career, because maybe they're not where they want to be with their first bachelor's, or they're reconsidered, or they got their bachelor degree fairly young and now they're like, okay, I want to be a nurse. Well, they've exhausted all of their federal financial aid money, student loan money, getting that first degree, because going to those universities and stuff can be very, very expensive. So for you guys, I'm just going to say, take these courses, these prerequisite courses at a community college first. Look up what courses are compatible to the courses you need at the other college. Find out what courses are required at the school you plan to attend. Say you're going to Chamberlain, Fortis, one of those schools, those very pricey schools, ECPI. Okay, for example, like the English there may cost $350 per credit unit, and it's a 3-credit unit class. So just your English class alone may cost you like $900-$1,000. That same English class at a technical college will be a 3-credit class, but it will only be like $160. I'll say around $160 per credit hour. So you're only spending like, maybe at the most with the fees and everything, it may cost you around $500 and something, $600 at the most at that community college. You're receiving federal, you're receiving financial aid. So instead of financial aid having to dish out all this money at the school that you plan to finish at, they're only dishing out this much money. So that's money you'll have left over for your future courses, if you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, that's not a mistake I made. I went straight to a community college. Now, one mistake, no, actually I didn't make that mistake either. What I have noticed at some community colleges, the they would try to they will get you to take courses that are not required for the program. And I think it's to get more money for the school. Don't do that unless you know in the future you're going to need those courses for whatever, degree you plan to get later on. Okay, take me for example. This is a mistake I made. I don't regret it, but it's done now. And I knew when I went back for my ADN that I eventually was going to go for my BSN. So at that time, I started looking at schools for BSN, and I was looking at the requirements, their prerequisites, what they require for their BSN program. And so I said, oh, okay, well, to make it better, easier and more affordable, I took those prerequisites at the community college for my BSN, but I attended the community college for my ADN. Before I completed my ADN, I had completed every course that was required for that BSN degree. Okay, completed my ADN, decided, I'm going to go for my BSN. I graduated December 2018. I actually didn't start my BSN until January 2021. But I started looking at schools, I started looking at BSN schools in like 2015, 2016. And I noticed that some of the same classes were needed at the different schools I was looking at. So y'all, before I achieved my ADN, I had taken so many prerequisite courses because, they were all listed for the BSN programs. Okay, graduated, got my ADN, then realized if you're already an RN, going for your BSN, a lot of those prerequisites are not required of you because you're already an RN. And so I had taken chemistry, I had taken 200 level Englishes. I took so many courses that I didn't even need once I went for my BSN, my RN to BSN. So that's financial aid dollars, because financial aid paid for most of my schooling in a community college. Basically all of it, really. It paid for all of it. That's financial aid dollars that I consider wasted because I didn't need those classes, but I took them being fast, thinking I would need them for the BSN, if y'all can follow. So that's another mistake. Don't make that mistake. If you're like me and you're doing steps like do your LPN, you're doing your ADN, and you're going to be your BSN, do not take all those courses that are required for your BSN just yet. Once you graduate with your ADN, you might change your mind about the BSN school you're going to attend, and you may not even need the courses that you think you need. So my advice would be go ahead to the community college or wherever you're going to go for your ADN. And then once you decide on a BSN school, then take those courses at a community college because they'll be more affordable. And you'll know exactly what courses you need for that BSN degree, because you may not need any. Like, I don't need my chemistry, I don't need my 200 level English, I don't need the political science. Like, there are so many classes I took that I do not need for my BSN degree. Now, further down the line, they may be required for my master's, but to be honest, I don't even think they're required for a master's degree. I don't even think those courses are required for an undergraduate degree. So yeah, that's mistake number 2. Do not make that mistake. Mistake number 3, and this one, a lot of new, fresh students who are going into college, whether you're going to junior college, whatever, make this mistake. And I did this. Please don't be like me, and that's why I'm telling you this. Do not purchase those books out the bookstore. Those books are overpriced. Half the time you don't even need the books for the class. Do not, if you can, do not purchase books out of the bookstore. Yes, the money goes to help the school, but if you're going to college, more than likely you don't have the money, for all that. They allow your books to be purchased with your financial aid out the bookstore. So it could seem like, oh, well, the money's not coming out my pocket, so let me go ahead and get this book from the bookstore for $175 because it's required for the course. Meanwhile, you could have rented that book for $55. Now that $55 is coming out of your pocket, but that's a difference of $120. At the end of like drop ad period, whatever money is left in your financial aid comes to you. So say you need 3 books because you're taking 3 courses, and the books range from, I say, 120, because the books are not cheap in the bookstore. Say they range from like 120 to $160. So you got 3 books. The least amount you're going to spend, the least amount is going to be like $360 for those 3 books. It's coming out your financial aid. So you're like, oh, you know, whatever, it's coming from financial aid or whatever. Or you may be somebody who has to pay for your books. That's $360. Had you went to another website, I order a lot of books off Amazon. I have done Chegg before. Have you gone to a website, you may have had to pay out of pocket $100 and maybe $70 for those 3 books to rent them. But $360, $370. That extra money is going to get refunded to you at the end of your drop ad period. So yeah, don't get those books. Even if you can't find the book online to rent, try to find other students who are selling those books, because there are students who don't know any better and who bought the books out the bookstore, and then and now they own the book. Or you can rent books out the bookstore too, but it costs more to rent them. It still costs more to rent them from the bookstore than it does from an online source. But you can find students who didn't know, like I didn't know, and who actually bought the books, and now this semester they're done with the book. They don't need it. They may be willing to sell it to you for say they spent $120 on it. They may be willing to sell it to you for $80. You buy the book, you own the book. The next semester you could sell the book for $70 or $60, you know. So seek out other students as well who have taken those courses and looking to sell the books. I would suggest always apply to at least 2 schools. My reason for this is you will not always get into the semester that you want to start your program. There are wait lists with schools. I've heard a lot of nurses or students who say that they're waitlisted for programs, and I watch a channel. I watch a YouTube channel. It's High Value Nurse. He said he was going through this as well with the school that he is currently attending, and he's going for his RN, and he's been waitlisted. I suggest always applying to at least 2 to 3 schools. My reason for this is, and apply once you've already, like, go ahead and apply to your first school. Then your second school, apply for their nursing program once you're like almost done with your prereqs. I say like you only maybe have 1 or 2 more semesters of prereqs to take. I say this because waitlisting is a real thing. I was actually waitlisted for my ADN program. Like I said, I was taking all those courses for my prereqs for the BSN, and when it was time for me to start the ADN program, I thought I was going to start the nursing program August of 2017. I thought this because I completed all the prereqs December of 2016. I knew I had to attend a seminar around January, February of 2017. So I knew I wasn't going to get in that next spring. But I thought by the fall, January 2017, that I would be able to get in. And, you know, burst my bubble. The students who were going to get in August of 2017 were already selected the fall of 2016. So I was like, oh, goodness. Well, not only was I not getting in August of 2017, when I got my letter stating my expected start date, it was the fall of 2018. So not only was I going to be delayed 1 semester, I was going to be delayed 2. But mind you, I applied to 2 schools. When I was finishing up my prereqs for the ADN program, I had actually applied for another school for their ADN program, and I would have been transferring in with all the prereqs that were needed. And they only require that you take at least 25%. I think it's 25% of the program had to be completed at their school. So yeah, I was accepted into a program at another school, and I would have actually been able to start their program August of 2017 because I applied for them back in like the fall of 2016. So even though the school that I was attending wasn't going to accept me till, so they say, August of 2018, I had already been accepted into another program. So yeah, that's why I say apply to more than one school, because waitlist is a real thing. But however, it worked out for me because even though I was waitlisted for August of 2018, I don't know what happened. I'm assuming some students dropped, some students failed, some students changed their mind. I actually got in January of 2018, which is a year later. So I actually had a year off with no work, no schoolwork, no nothing to do. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and, continue to work, make my money. Continue to work, baby, but it's LPN or whatever. At least I'm not having to wait a full 2 years, because like I said, I attended the seminar February of 2017. And in January of 2018, I actually started my transition semester, which was only 2 semesters. And the reason I didn't go with the other school, y'all, is because even though I got accepted for August of 2017, their transition program was actually 3 semesters. And so I would have been still graduating the same time as had I stayed at the school I was in, because their transition was only 2 semesters. So I would have started August of 2017 at the other school, and I wouldn't have completed until December 2018. I would have started January 2018 at that current school that I was at and still completed December 2018 without risking more classes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just waited for that school, and I completed December 2018, and it worked out well that way because that school was actually closer to where I lived. The other school was about 45 minutes away, and the clinicals some of them would have been performed even further away from my home, but that was an option. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's my that's another tip I have for you. Another piece of advice, and this is my last piece of advice for students who are entering into junior college, whatever, going into a nursing program. When you're looking for your prerequisites, go on this website called Rate My Professor. Put in the different names of the professors that you can have for your prospective instructor for certain courses. Read those reviews. I didn't find out about Rate My Professor until I was in my very last set of prerequisite courses, and it helped me to pick the instructors for the classes I wanted. You may think, okay, one micro class is the same as the next. Yeah, the micro class may be the same, but what's expected from your instructors may be a little different. How your instructor teaches may be a little different. One instructor may be a little more lenient than the other instructor. You never know. So look on Rate My Professor to pick out what instructor, because you can see when you're going to register for classes, you'll notice that this class with this professor is booked and this professor over here still has 15 open spaces. There's a reason why there's a reason for that, trust me. So yeah, go on Rate My Professor and find out about these different professors before you sign up for these prerequisite courses, and try to get in there fast, because those professors who are considered good, lenient, chill, cool, those students are, as soon as that clock strikes midnight, the night that you're able to sign up for the class, students are jumping in their classes. So yeah, so y'all, that's my bit of advice for those who are starting the nursing program. Just I guess they end up being 4 tips, I don't know, 4 tips on things to do when you're starting your nursing journey. I am Muriel, like I said, and y'all, I am making another video. I'm doing a life update video because I'm breaking these two up because I feel like everybody doesn't care about what's going on in my life, even though I talk about nursing. So I'm going to try to separate life update videos from other content. So I'm going to close this one out, film my life update video so I can hit you guys with 2 videos today, and I will see you guys later. Bye.